Now, YSL Woody, man, is in the trenches in the rolling 60s, man, and it has everybody going crazy. Everybody is saying how they let a snitch from the ATL from Atlanta come to LA to the rolling 60s hood and ride around and be embraced by the rolling 60 Crips. You know, a lot of people can't even believe that that's what's going on, but it's 2025 and these are some of the things y'all can expect. Y'all know YSL Woody has a reputation as a snitch and a killer, and he was able to walk around Atlanta when he came home from prison and nothing happened to him. But a lot of people is trying to say, how the hell was he allowed in the rolling 60s? That's crazy. And the rolling 60 Crips is embracing him. Have a lot of people also speaking out. You have rolling 60 OGs speaking out. You have an OG from the 60s that's going to speak out about that whole situation. You know, Whack 100 also said the streets is dead. 600 reacted to the whole situation.
Yeah, 043, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The notorious, you know what I'm saying? Rollin, 60s, you know what I'm saying? The area, you know what I'm saying? The hood, right? And we was known for, you know what I'm saying, principles, you know what I'm saying? For savageness, you know what I'm saying? Doing what we do, you know what I'm saying? Rich rolling, get money, you know what I'm saying? But always had, you know what I'm saying, principles, you know what I'm saying? From the streets to the pen, right? He took the stand, you know what I'm saying? He's a rat. But this is what's okay in the 60s, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is why, and y'all wonder why I don't go around there, you know what I'm saying? Y'all wonder why I don't go to my little food spots no more. Y'all wonder why I don't go pull up and hang out, because I don't want to be labeled like them dudes, you know what I'm saying? Them dudes is rats. And y'all should know rats mess with rats. That's rats are comfortable around rats. So I don't want to go around these dudes and, you know, be in a position to have to do something or even be labeled as them dudes. Them dudes ain't on my level, homie. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't want to be like them dudes, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be labeled as them. I don't want nothing to do with them, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing in common. So y'all can stop telling me why I don't go to certain places. I don't want to go where rats hang out, bro. They all there comfortable hanging out. These dudes got lawn chairs, hanging out, driving up in a convertible, showing comfortable, showing their face. On Chris John Slauson, where, you know, you would think that dudes got integrity for the game. You would think these dudes got morals. These dudes ain't got no spine. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. I'm going to let them do them. But this just goes to show y'all why I don't mess with these dudes, homie. And I will never mess with them. I'm going to never be cool with them. They got their circle. I got my circle. My circle's solid. We straight. You know, we're not hanging out with sex offenders. Sex offender cannot walk up on me.
Now, people in the comments was going crazy. They can't believe the rolling 60s would bring a known snitch, YSL Woody, to the hood, driving around in foreigns, you know, with 60s members like they condoning a rap. So, you know, y'all heard 600, you know, he explained it very well. He said, you know, that's the hood. The hood is over with, really. So, you know, a lot of people was also in the comments, you know, they was trying to compare the Nipsey situation, saying how the rolling 60s, somebody from a rolling 60 killed Nipsey Hussle because they called him a rat. And now y'all can see the rolling 60s is bringing rats into the neighborhood, which is crazy. So a lot of people don't really understand why they would bring someone famous who's also a snitch. Is it because he's famous? I mean, they don't really understand. But this is why I said Woody, y'all, who was actually riding around in foreign cars in LA.
Woody in the trenches.
What's up? What's up?
Lamb chop. On rolling.
Like your older homie got spit. No, ain't nothing like these other rappers. I got spit.
Yeah,
Taking pictures with me. I'm a dunk on 7th Street with VVS is on my neck. I feel like
it's the block day on. Yeah, for sure.
Look at this hard shit.
Yeah, I'm his art.
What you gonna do?
On the 6 So he parking. We gon' BG. Yeah, homie.
Now, OG Eddie Boy out the rolling 60s was quick to speak on the situation. You know, he also calls out Cowboy and other rolling 60s who snitched coming home from prison, you know, and getting a welcome party. And pretty much, you know, he's not liking that, but he's, you know, going to explain the exact reason why it's happening today in 2025.
There's no more principles. There's no more integrity in that stuff, bro. There's nothing. So you know them little youngsters in the 60s, man, they had the boy YSL Woody over there yesterday. And, you know, you got a lot of dudes, they was mad about that. And this is what I always say, things become selective, okay? You know them youngsters, they trying to find their way. You know them youngsters, they don't have no jobs. Them youngsters don't have basically no opportunities. You know, when they had the grid program, none of them youngsters had no jobs over there. They didn't reach out to them brothers to give them no jobs. And they just didn't have no opportunity, man. So they got to get out there and make it do what it do and try to get to the bag. So they out there hustling. They out there in the streets. And you guys act like them youngsters don't see what's going on. You guys act like them youngsters don't pay attention. You guys act like them youngsters don't hear, you know, all the faultiness, all the back doors, all the bullshit that went on in that section, you know, before they even came around, right? So I'm pretty sure they got a bag of bringing that dude over there, bro. He probably pulled up in LA for sure. He got at whoever he got at over there. And them brothers got paid for that. You know, that was their job for the day, to take that dude over there and protect that dude. Now, is it a good look? Hell no, it's not a good look. It really is not a good look. But you got to understand this, you know, sometimes we have tunnel vision and we don't think outside the box. We don't look at the whole scenario because we're like that, because we be emotional, invest in certain things, and we don't pay attention what the hell is going on. But look, man, look outside the box. Now take a step. Now take yourself out the tunnel vision and get outside the box and look in the tunnel. Okay. They see Big U, bro, Gunner over there. When Gunner, in that same case, Gunner came over there and Big U said that Gunner didn't do no telling. And the whole world seen him tell, right? You got the dude Cowboy come on there, get on the stand, and he get to come back into that section over there talking about chucking up neighborhood. Chip the Crip, right? You got a lot of individuals, brother, that's getting out the penitentiary, brother, that just been told on a lot of individuals on certain cases, and they can come back over there. You guys don't think them youngsters see that? You guys don't think them youngsters is paying attention to that? You guys don't think them youngsters saying, okay, that is acceptable over there? You guys think them youngsters, man, saying, okay, y'all can do it, we can do it? Y'all don't even see it, man. Them youngsters are to the point, man, they don't care. They do not care, bro. They don't care about what no old dude is talking about. They don't care about none of that stuff y'all talking about. And y'all know they all got burners, guns bigger than their own bodies running around there. And then these old brothers that's, you know, particularly my age or a little younger or 40, 50 to 60s, you brothers ain't gonna get in the field and do what them youngsters is doing, man. Y'all ain't got time for that. You guys got kids, you guys got jobs, y'all got families and stuff like that, bro. But the thing is, man, you guys sit there and y'all complaining about what them youngsters is doing, but you guys ain't out there in the field with them trying to lead them brothers on a particular path or try to school them brothers on what need to be done. You guys not doing that, bro. Now, everybody in the uproar. You got dudes not from that section. You got dudes from out of town. You got dudes everywhere talking about it, right? But just don't look at it one way. You got to look at the whole picture. You know, maybe they think that's acceptable over there. Maybe they think, you know, a dude can get on the stand and basically tell, and long as he got that bag, he can come over there and he have a safe haven. And what you guys is not really paying attention to is, brother, is that money talking, bullshit walk, bro. When brothers got their backs against the wall, brothers out here starving, brothers out here, man, they don't have no way to hustle anymore because all the technologies, all this other stuff that's going on, bro. Listen, man. These brothers are out here trying to survive. And brothers is not trying to put out a economic system where they don't have to do all that type of stuff. They don't have to, you know, they don't have to sell out their integrity. They don't have to sell out their principles. Brothers ain't got that stuff in place for these dudes, bro. So they gonna do what they have to do, brother, to survive. Man, that this gang culture, bro. And it's not just them in that section. It's every section, brother, will sell you out over the bag, bro. Them dudes don't give a shit what nobody say. That stuff is like when in every section you have, they can be from 60s, but they got cliques and crews and, from different type of entities inside the set. And then you got the same thing in the Hoovers and the gangsters. You got, you got different entities. You got different crews. It's crazy, man, because everybody be like, man, fuck that shit. This is us. This is how we're going to rock. And only time you guys really come together as one group, as a whole, is when you guys go to jail. This is the problem, man. Brothers make up. This is the problem. It's always been selective. Even when I was a part of that, we just didn't see it. And once we got older, and once we got wiser, and once we start seeing everything in 3D, we've been like, oh man, we've been hoodwinked. These dudes been having this stuff going on for ages. Even in my brother's case, man, you got so many dudes that told on that case, brother, and they still over there. Don't nobody care about who's telling no more, man, especially in 2025, bro. Don't nobody care about that shit. So, man, you guys can make a big deal about that, man. You guys can waste y'all breath about that, man. I don't, to me, man, I just look at it, and to be honest with you, brother, I laugh because I see what them youngsters is doing. They making a statement. They let you guys know, man, it's our time. And they saying, fuck what you guys are talking about. That's what they're doing. They're telling you that they're making a statement. That was a statement. And I don't think people paying attention to that. And just because they brought that dude Woody over there, don't sit there and underestimate them dudes, man, because them youngsters, man, they got 20 years to go sit down. They'll crash out on your ass quick. Because if they anything like we was when we was young like that, brother, I'm talking about mentally, they're going to crash out, man. So this is deeper with everybody thinking, man, the streets is a myth, man. The streets is dead, man. That gangbanging stuff is dead, bro. If you guys are out of that, you guys taking care of your family, you guys are moving in a different space, man, continue to do that. And for you little youngsters, man, for the ones that's trying to find y'all way, bro, find y'all way, man, but have some type of integrity about yourself, man. If you guys get into the bag, if you guys, it's trying to create a business, and you guys are trying to be a...
All right, y'all, let me know what y'all think, man. Pretty much, OG Eddie Boy set the record straight and said it right, y'all. He said there's no integrity in that gangbanging lifestyle no more, and pretty much he's right, y'all. There y'all go. I mean, snitches is all through these hoods, people bringing in snitches. I guess, wherever the clout goes, you gonna go too. So I guess, if you hanging with YSL Woody, a snitch, but somebody who's also famous, you gonna get clout off of him. So I guess, that's the reason why, in my opinion, that footage is going viral of the Rollin 60s embracing YSL Woody. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Peace.